Recording in progress.
Hey,
Hey everyone,
thank you for being with me today. I really appreciate you taking the time to go over your performance evaluation with me. There's a lot of good stuff in there. There's just a few areas that we need to tighten up so you feel more confident in your sessions. So first, I want to point out that your professionalism and communication with families are definitely strengths. You're always respectful, you dress appropriately, and you talk to families in ways that are warm but still professional. You're doing a really good job with that.
Thank you.
So the first area is administration, professionalism, and accepting feedback, but not implementing it. Um, you're really good about how the feedback gets used in sessions. You're good at listening during supervision and you take feedback well. But I've noticed that some of the feedback isn't consistently being implemented when you're actually working with the clients. It's not a bad thing. It just needs that we need a little more support and a clearer plan. So for the first goal, when we go over something in supervision, I want you to be able to use that feedback in a session for at least 90% of the time for 3 weeks in a row.
Okay.
So the action plan for the goal is I'll model what um, the skills should look like. Then we'll do a quick role play so you can practice and feel more comfortable. And I'll give you a visual reminder card to keep with the materials you use with the clients. During the week, I'll check in and give some feedback on how to implement the feedback I gave you and how it's going. And if you have any questions, this is the time we can talk about it.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Okay. So the second area is treatment fidelity. Right now, you're hitting around 72%, which tells me you're doing a lot. We just need to bump it up a little bit. So, the treatment fidelity just means how closely you're following the program and the way it's written and how you're doing each step in order and consistently. Again, you're at 72%, which means a few steps are being missed or changed. So, the goal is to get you closer to 90% so the programs can stay consistent and effective. Um, so yeah, the goal is to get treatment fidelity up to 90% across 3 sessions. So the action plan for this goal is I'll review the steps of the procedure with you. I'll role model what it's going to look like in a session, and then I'll have you practice it with me before trying it with the client. And we'll do 2 fidelity checks each week to help you stay on track. And if we need to change that, add more, or add less as the time goes on, we can do that. Um, if something feels confusing or unclear, you can just let me know, and then I'd rather walk you through it than have you guess how to do it.
Yes.
Okay. And then for the last one, I want to bring up is boundaries. We had a parent mention that you offered to babysit their child, and I understand that you wanted to help and that you have a great relationship with the families, but it puts you in a dual relationship situation, and that's something we want to avoid completely. So the goal for this is the boundaries are consistent in 100% of parent guardian interactions. Um, so to help with that, I'll review our boundary guidelines with you that the company has, and then we can go over some examples of what to say when the family asks for help outside of a session. And then if you're unsure how to answer a parent, you can check in with me before I respond. And it's not about getting them in trouble, it's just about protecting the family and you. So overall, you're doing a really awesome job and you have great relationships with the kids and the families. These goals are just to help you fine tune your skills and be more confident. How are you feeling about everything? And do you have any questions that you want to go over any of this again or whatever you have?
No, I feel good about it. Is there a way that I can get a copy, my own
Yes, I
copy of it?
will email you a copy of this
Okay.
and your performance feedback. Thanks again for meeting with me, and I'm
Yeah, no
excited to
problem.
work on the goals.
Okay.
Thank you.